Good noon to everyone. Today discuss about the polymer technology. Unit number 1, properties of polymers. The topic is the describe of techniques of some polymerization. In a previous lecture માં આપણે ટેકનિકલ પોલિમરાઇઝેશનમાં બલ્ક પોલિમરાઇઝેશન જોઈ ગયા છે. તો આજનો ટોપિક છે સોલ્યુશન પોલિમરાઇઝેશન. તો સિમ્પલી શોર્ટ નોટમાં પૂછી શકાય. ઓકે, 3 or 4 marks in a GTU exam. Okay, now start a simple discussion for a solution polymerization. In a solution polymerization, the monomer is dissolved in a suitable inert solvent along with the chain transfer. Okay, simply એક તમને ચેન્જ આપેલી હશે. For the simply કાર્બન ચેન્જ બી હોઈ શકે કોઈ બી રીતે. For a solution polymerization, the monomer is dissolved in a suitable inert solvent along with the chain transfer agent whenever used. જ્યારે જે રીતે યુઝ કરી શકે એ રીતે આપણે કરવાનું છે. And the free radical initiator is also dissolved in the solvent medium, while the ionic and coordination catalyst can be dissolved or suspended. The presence of the inert solvent in the medium helps to control some viscosity and increase the promote a proper heat transfer. What is the heat transfer? For a conduction, convection and radiation માં તમે already જોઈ ગયા છે કે how to heat transfer for a brick wall one phase to another phase. And the major disadvantages of the solution polymerization માં જોઈએ તો એની ટેકનિક છે is this the however inert selected solvent maybe a chain transfer to the solvent cannot be completely ruled, and hence it is difficulties to very high molecular weight. For a solution polymerization માં આપણે repeat કરીશું. Now the chain transfer to be solvent cannot be completely ruled out, and hence it is difficulties to very high molecular weight. Okay, very high molecular weight product in the solution polymerization. Again repeated, in a solution polymerization, the monomer is dissolved in a suitable insert solvent along with the chain transfer agent and whenever they used. And also the free radical initiator, it is also dissolved in the solvent medium, while the ionic and coordination catalyst simply they can either to be dissolved or suspended. The presence of the inert solvent medium, the some help to control viscosity. How to increase the viscosity? Promote a proper heat transfer. ઓકે, સિમ્પલ ટેમ્પરેચર પર તમારે જે બી કોન્સ્ટન્ટ રાખેલો છે એની રીતે આપણે એને પ્રોસેસ ફોલો કરવાની રહેશે. Now the simple major advantages and disadvantages of the solution polymerization, some technique is this the however inert selected solvent maybe a chain transfer to the solvent cannot be completely ruled out, and hence it is the difficulties to get very high molecular weight product. The polymer formed will be also have to be isolated from the solution either by evaporation of the solvent or by the precipitations in a non-solvent, and removal of the final traces is always extremely difficulties. Some solution polymerization technique and the nevertheless can the some advantages જોઈએ આપણે to be used where the polymer is used, it is a solution. And however as in the case of certain adhesive and coating compositions, simply તમે કોઈ બી જોઈ શકો કોટિંગ ચડાવેલું હોય છે કોઈ બી મટીરિયલ્સ ફોર અલાઇઝ એન્ડ મેટલ્સ and the iron also, or in system where the polymer formed is insoluble, okay, to substance હશે જેમાં insoluble basis હશે in its monomer or solvent and precipitates out as a slurry and is amenable for easy isolation basis. Okay, and the last 3 point, the coming the practical applications for industrial part, some productions and a polyacrylonitrile by the free radical polymerization processes. and that the polyisobutylene by the cationic polymerization and also used solution technique block copolymer are also made excessively by this some technique na basis પર જોઈશું આપણે. Okay, this is a solution polymerization, most important. In the previous lecture આપણે જોઈ ગયા હતા બલ્ક પોલિમરાઇઝેશન. પોલિમરાઇઝેશનની ટેકનિક શોર્ટ નોટમાં પૂછી શકાય 3 માર્કમાં. We have studied so far the chemical aspect of the some polymerization reaction na basis par. The terminology included the terms such as the polymerization system and the some catalyst system and solvent system. Into we add this system. This refer to the physical aspect of a polymerization reaction which decide whether the monomer is polymerized in its condensed or gaseous status, whether it is polymerized as such or along with other inert components such as solvent and non-solvent. Some factors such as the nature of the monomers, the type of a polymerization, some mechanism choose the required, the physical form of the polymer and the viability of these processes for industrial productions are some of those detecting the physical condition under which polymerization is to be carried out in this form. Simply polymerization technique. એમાં 3 ટાઈપ છે જે આપણે પ્રીવિયસ લેક્ચરમાં ડિસ્કસ કરી ગયા છે ઓલરેડી. ટેકનિક ઓફ પોલિમરાઇઝેશન સિસ્ટમ, બલ્ક પોલિમરાઇઝેશન, એન્ડ નાવ ડિસ્કસ કરી ગયા છે આપણે સોલ્યુશન પોલિમરાઇઝેશન. ઓકે, એના નેક્સ્ટ લેક્ચરમાં આપણે જોઈશું સસ્પેન્શન ઓફ પોલિમરાઇઝેશન એન્ડ ઇમલ્શન પોલિમરાઇઝેશન્સ. Another one to molecular weight, crystallinity and glass transition temperature. Okay, this is a simple syllabus in the polymer technology. Overall 5 units. Now, this varying physical conditions lead to be different polymerization technique as emulsion emulated in the following section part. The first one, bulk polymerization. bulk ને કે જથ્થો. Simply the monomer is taken the liquid state. આપણે લિક્વિડમાં એક simply monomer લઈએ છીએ. In the initiator is dissolved in the another monomers. એમાં એક બીજો component આપણે એડ કરીએ છીએ, simply dissolve થઈ જશે. Now simply the chain transfer agent. શું કર્યું છે આપણે એક componentમાં બીજો component આપણે એડ કર્યો. Simply transfer the agent. Whenever used to control the simply molecular weight. Okay, molecular weight આપણે previous lecture માં next previous semester માં ભણી ગયા છે કે industrial stoichiometry ના basis પર કે molecular weight કોને કહેવાય. It is also dissolved in the monomer itself. The whole system is therefore in a homogeneous phases and the reaction mass transfer and the mass is heated or exposed to the radiation source for initiating the polymerization and is kept under agitations. શું કરવામાં આવે છે, એક બીકર લઈએ છીએ આપણે એમાં simply adding a solvent. Okay, as a one solvent simply a water છે અને એમાં હું એડ કરું છું another water, another solvent. શું થશે, આપણે શું કર્યું, transfer this agent. Okay, now simply a proper, હવે એને હું હીટ કરું છું, શું થશે, હીટને ટ્રાન્સફર કરવું કહેવાય. Now as the polymerization processes, the whole system is therefore in a homogeneous phases. The reaction mass is heated or exposed to a radiation sources or initiating the polymerization, and they kept under this agitation for proper mass and heat transfer. As the polymerization process, the viscosity of the medium increases and mixing become progressively difficulties, leading to product with a very broad molecular weight distributions. And another disadvantages of bulk polymerization is that the medium get viscous and the diffusibility of the growing polymer chain become the restricted. The probability of chain some collisions the polymerization processes. Okay, now this whole phenomena is called as the autoclaration. Okay, simply આપણે કઈ વસ્તુ કે જતા નહીં ઓલરેડી વન કોમ્પોનન્ટમાં આપણે બીજો કોમ્પોનન્ટને એડ કરીએ છીએ. This is a autoclaration for a difficulties some terminations and any other polymerization processes. Okay, and sometimes the under control and uncontrolled exothermic reactions can lead to the explosion. Okay, now the bulk polymerization જોઈશું આપણે last 3 point. Read it, 3 to 4 point. Okay, the bulk polymerization, the however is quite sample the product and obtain this formation as a high purity senses they expect the initiator and chain transfer. As enter no other additives the could contaminate the some product is used, and also the polymer obtained can also be used the such since no isolation from the component and involve this basis. Okay, revision part, this process is solution polymerization. Okay, then the last 2 to 3 points and complete your this topic. Okay, first of all, a simple discussion. Solution polymerization so is a one type of monomer. It dissolved in the another solvent along with the chain transfer agent, and free radical initiator is also dissolved in the solvent medium, while the ionic and coordination catalyst can be dissolved or suspended. The presence of the inert solvent and the medium help to control viscosity. Viscosity is increased and promote a proper heat transfer. The major disadvantages of the solution polymerization. Some technique is that the however inert and the selected solvent may be chain transfer to the solvent cannot be completely ruled, and the out of the hence is it difficulty to very high molecular weight. Okay, some product. Now the polymer formed will also have to be isolated from the solution either by evaporation of the solvent or by precipitations in a non-solvent, and removal of their final traces is always extremely difficult. In the solution polymerization techniques and the nevertheless can some advantages to be used where the polymer is used in the solution form as in the insoluble in a monomer solvent. Okay, the precipitation out as a slurry and enabled for the easy isolation processes. So coming to the some practical applications and industrial productions of polypropylonitrile by the free radicals polymerization, and that polyisobutylene by the cationic polymerization use the solution technique, and the block to copolymer are also made accessibly by this technique. Okay, so thank you so much. In a previous lecture में जो सस्पेंशन पोलीमराइजेशन. Okay, thank you.